It's Transformer Tuesday here at BrickScale Studio. Another episode of our Build Optimus Prime series is coming at you right now. Welcome back to BrickScale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me. I am grateful to have you with me today. So we are continuing our leg journey with Optimus Prime. It is another leg day. So we're going to be building the right leg, and I don't make any mistakes this time, so I don't mess up like I did last week. But if you are curious about the wire management that I messed up on last week, be sure to watch the video this week because I explain all of it and we go through how it all works today. So let's get into the build video and then we can talk about it after.
Autobots, roll out!
Alright, in the last episode we completed the left leg. So today we're going to complete the right leg. So we're going to build that up. And then remember in the last episode we pre-built this little component. So we will need that for later in this episode. So I'm just going to set that over here. This is our right foot. So that's where we are going to start. So I'm going to just turn this around like so. And the first part we need is this piece here. All right, and we're going to be putting that in with 3x8. All right, so we are taking this like so, and we are going in. Nope. We're going in like this. And again, remember, we're only going into the first, so there are two holes here. We're only going into the first hole, like so. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we are taking this piece. We need 705 and 712. So 705 is going to be under this. So there we go. That is 705. I'm sorry. That is 712. 705 is under this piece right here. I'm going to set this aside. This piece, remember, this little post goes into this slot here. It's this little tab right here. Goes in like so, and then, whoops, so that's going in like so, and then remember this piece is going to sandwich in like this. So again, we have these longer 3x14s, one of these ready to go, and then I'm going to grab the nut and put that in on this side. Hold that in with my finger. All right, and that should slide. So we got those in. Okay, now we bring this over. And that is going to go on just like so. All right, so now that we got this back one in, my one tip of the day for you is to just gently kind of pull this back a little so it raises this up so you're not fighting with this lip here. All right, now that we got that in, we can just pull that back up. Perfect. So we're going to bring these pieces over and... All right, so here is where I kind of messed up on the left leg. All right, so what we want to do is take the wire, and we're going to put these little brackets or clips on there. So let me get some screws ready to go here. So we're going to take this wire, and we're going to come right in here, and we're going to put these little clips in. All right, so there we go. So yeah, somehow on the left leg, I completely just missed this whole part, and I put these brackets on without securing the wires. And then when I got to a later step, I was like, oh, what the heck? And so I had to undo it all and fix it. So there we go. And these don't actually make the wire. I mean, it just guides the wire. You can still, there's still movement. You can still move the wire. So you're not like pinning it down. You're just sort of guiding it out of the way of the moving parts. Because you don't, that's one thing, once you get this all assembled, you know, there's articulation in the ankle, there's articulation in the knee, there's articulation in the hip, and you don't want these, when you bend the knee or bend the ankle, you don't want these wires getting pinched. So that's what these little brackets will achieve, is keeping them out of the way. All right, so we got that part done. So now we need another one of these. And in this episode, I'm going to try to keep, of course the manual is showing it like this, but I'm going to try to keep it down like this so that you can see it better. All right, so this is going in just like so, and we're only going into the first, again, there's two holes here. We're going into the first hole here. And that's going in with our M10 screws, 3x10s, and then these lock washers. All right, now we want this yellow piece. And again, here's another wire management. So you will want to take, there is a little opening here, and we want to pass this through to this side. Like so. And then we have this little yellow collar here that we are going to, so the wire will fit in this little yellow collar. So again, this is to keep the motion from disturbing the wire when we bend the knee and things. So those are going in with these screws here. And you can see there's still, this still moves. It's not pinned. So make sure before you tighten these screws down that that the wire is still movable and it's not pinned in there. All right, perfect. And yep, we still have movement in the wire. We are good. So now we're going to turn this over, and we are going to take 7-08. So that is this piece. And again, make sure the notch is facing toward the front. And this is going to go on just like so. And that's going in with the 2.3x6 screws again. All right, great. And then, of course, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to put this side in. So this is going to go in with 4 screws. All right, so now I'm going to set this up for a second. It's telling us to gently pull this back. And then I believe we're going to put in, yes, we're going to put in our little piece that we made last episode. So this is going to go down in here. And what I did last time was I took it apart and I set this part down in here. And again, those are going in with the PB 2.3x6. All right, that side is tight. Now we just take these And these are going to go right up here like so. All right, perfect. So now this can sort of move, and there are those little pistons kind of a thing. Very cool. All right, now we're taking 702, which is this bottom piece here. So that is this piece. So that's going right here like so. And we want the, there is this flat edge that's, so see this has a little half circle, this one is flat. So we want that facing the front, the toes. So that's gonna go in just like so. All right, perfect. So now we're gonna flip it over again. And we have another wire management. So this is going to go on just like so. There we go. There we go. So again, it's not locking the wire in, it's just guiding it at this point. All right, now we need our final one of these. And it is going to go right in there like so. All right, and there is that side. And now we want to take this piece, and this is going to go on just like so. All right, awesome. So we got that in. All right, now we want to flip it back over, and we want to take our wire. There is a little section right here that we can, again, get that wire in there. Okay. Yep, there's still movement allowed. We're not pinching. Perfect. Yep. Got it? All right, great. Okay, so now we are taking 710, and it is going just like so. And remember, we're turning it over, and then we are putting the screws in. Okay, perfect. And now our last piece. This is going on just like so, and again, we are turning it over, and we're coming in with 3 screws right in there. All right, perfect. And again, just like the last one, we have this section and this section is covered, and then this middle section is not. So that is how it's supposed to be. All right, awesome. One thing I did off camera with all this wire wrangling and everything, I did retest my lights. So let me do that for you right on camera. So bring back our battery box over here. And there they are. Both lights come on. All right, so that is it for the scale model side. Let's move over to the Lego side.
Autobots, roll out!
All right, here we are on the Lego side. So in the last episode, we started working on this second lower leg here. So we're going to finish this up today. So we're doing steps 174 through 189. Okay, so there we have it. We have put on both of the legs, And we put on the tires. So there we are. This is the end of the Lego side. So next episode, we will be tackling the feet. So again, like the scale model, we kind of are out of order. In the scale model, we did the feet first, then the lower legs. And in this model, we're doing the upper legs, the lower legs, then the feet. So we're going from the top down rather than the bottom up. All right, that's the end of the Lego portion. All right, to recap what we did, let's bring over our scale model. All right, so on the Lego side, we finished this leg, got it attached, and then we added the tires for the bottom here. That's it on the Lego side, and then on the scale model side, we built this lower leg. So again, I always point out the size difference here. So in the scale model version, the foot and the lower leg is bigger than the entire Lego model. And we still have more leg to go, plus the body for the scale model side. So that's where we are at the end of episode 11. What did I tell you? Super easy this week. We got it done, no problem. Hopefully the explanation of the wiring and everything helped. Last week, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know how I missed that in the manual. Although, as I said in that video, it really wasn't like part of the instructions. It was like, unless you were really paying attention to the photos in the manual, the written instructions were all about just attaching the parts. There was nothing that said, train the wires this way, make sure the wire is this way. So, yeah, lesson learned, I guess. So let's get into our build summary really quick. So for today, again, we had 25 steps and 26 parts for the scale model. On the Lego side, 22 steps and 88 parts. So total to date for the scale model, 402 steps and 498 parts. And for the Lego model, 262 steps and 773 parts. All right, so interesting that the parts and steps are fairly close on the scale model side. 402 steps and 498 parts versus 262 steps and 773 parts on the Lego side. But again, that's to be expected. For Lego, each component is built basically like you don't get a half a leg piece or whatever, you have to build it. So of course there's going to be more parts. So coming up next week, now that we've built both feet and both lower legs, we're going to be adding some details. It's kind of like we've built the feet and then we built like the leg bone, and now we're going to be adding muscle and flesh to the leg. So we'll be adding some details to the lower left leg. And again, we'll be testing the lighting out to make sure that with all of our fumbling around, everything is still working. And then this week on Titanic, we are working on the anchor, which is a very cool component that will automatically retract. So definitely check that out. Very cool. And then, of course, Saturday we have another Batman video. I believe it is a progress video. But we are coming along with that build. Last week, if you haven't checked out last week's episode, we got the remote control and some circuits and some electrical components. And of course, check out our website, BrickScaleStudio.com, where we have a shop with some new and used Lego sets. The inventory will be changing. I'm always, adding stuff as I, find it in my backlog stash in the closet. So definitely, if you don't see anything you like yet, check back. There may be something new on there. And then, of course, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. It really helps the algorithm find the channel and get it out to more people. We're still trying to hit those subscriber milestones. We're inching closer to 500, which will be another Lego giveaway. At 250 subscribers, we gave away a retro record player. So that was very cool. At 500, we're going to be giving away a Star Wars AT-AT. It's the playset version, not the Ultimate Collector version. It's about 1,000 pieces or so. And then at 500, we will be giving away a very big set. We'll be giving away the Endeavor. So definitely, if you're interested in any of those, be sure to get the word out, get those subscribers, help us get those subscribers up. And of course, as always, until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.